I'm not sure I've got the Hunger Games salute correctly, but that's the resistance. That's the sign of the resistance. And you better believe I'm a part of it. I've been sending out information on my WordPress site, The Voice of Joyce, for the last year. You can follow William Barber. You can go to all the southern states that he's going to. On August 14th, he's going to be in Lindsey Graham's office. On August 18th, I'm not sure where he's marching and protesting, but he's going to have a lot of people with him to overturn this big, beautiful bill to help everyone who doesn't agree with Trump, which is 2 people for every one. It's a hell of a lot of people in our country who are becoming well educated about the consequences of their actions and what it means to have voted for Trump and the new lawless fascism coupled with capitalism that we've got today. Doesn't take rocket science to know that Trump is destroying our democracy. He's not pro-Constitution. He obeys the Supreme Court when he wants to. If he doesn't obey the Supreme Court. Many times he's not obeying the Supreme Court or any court for that matter. In immigration, he has lawlessly gone after people with ICE and given ICE the okay to be brutal about their deportations or harassment of immigrants or citizens. Go to ProPublica. They're taking folks out of their cars by force when they're stopped at a stoplight. They're taking people out of their cars by literally crashing in their windows and traumatizing kids. We have so many people in detention, and who is it profiting? The private corporations who run it. Is this what we want for our country? ICE agents to get a $30,000 bonus for the more people that they pick up and detain or deport? And giving them a license for brutality? Is this America? Joe Biden deported as many people as Donald Trump, but he didn't do it with trauma. He did it with due process, with habeas corpus. He didn't traumatize little kids. He didn't make it so that everyone is scared to come out of their homes. And pretty soon, everyone's going to feel the effects of deportation or detention. You're going to have less people employed to pick crops. You're going to have less people employed for rangers and forest fires. Certainly because FEMA's not funded. You're going to have less people helping out and getting money to folks who have suffered from floods or wildfires. But I say, education works. This little newspaper that I formed, it works because people know about Rise and Resist. States are now taking gun laws into their own hands and creating gun safety for their citizens. Michigan has passed laws. Illinois has passed laws. They're not going to allow those big magazines. They're not going to allow AR-15s. They're going to have background checks. They're going to take away guns from people who are known abusers. Not like the guy who came from Las Vegas with a grudge against the NFL and murdered 4 individuals who had nothing to do with his problem, who merely had to be in an office center in New York City. That's a tragedy. He should have had mental health. He should have had his guns taken away from him. And if he was homicidal, there should be help in this country. Why in the world should we be listed as one of the nations where it's not healthy to exist? As it is, our poor and middle classes live 15 years less than the uber wealthy. Why, when we are the ones who pioneer medicine, when we've got the most Nobel Prizes of any other country, why should we be denigrating science and vaccines? Well, here's what you can do. There are 8 senators, and I'm going to read the list, who are going up for re-election this year. Mobilize. Get rid of every one of them, because there are nice young people running against them. Vote them into Congress and do it. Do it now. Register. Make sure your votes are legal. Comply with whatever you have to do to be eligible to vote. The list: Josh Hawley in Missouri, John Barrasso in Wyoming, Rick Scott in Florida, Deb Fisher in Nebraska, Ted Cruz in Texas, Kevin Cramer, Marsha Blackburn, Tennessee, Roger Wicker, Mississippi. If you can't get rid of 8 senators now, when can you do it? Don't wait. Do it now. There is protests and resistance in this country. Nobody's happy, and nor should we be, because the end result of Project 2025, besides the shock and awe that we're experiencing now, is the privatization of every agency that they've destroyed. So imagine you're going to have some capitalists decide what you're going to pay. What you're going to pay for FEMA, what you're going to pay to have Social Security, what you're going to pay for your Medicare insurance, how you're going to pay for Medicaid, and those worthless work programs. Arkansas already went through that trial. They know it doesn't work. They can't enforce it, and what it means is folks don't get any assistance because they're tied up in paperwork. Our country is going down the tubes, except that there is a resistance that's happening and forming now. And I say, bravo, the people are finally speaking. Regards and best wishes from me in Bridgehampton, where we're about to experience flooding. But I'm here for the American Technion Society that meets tonight, and I want to interview or ask questions of Naftali Bennett, who is probably going to run against Netanyahu. I want to know if he stands for annexation or a 2-state solution. I want to know what he's thinking, and I'll report back to you.